Hello, good evening, managers, viewers, and FPL lovers, and welcome to tonight's edition of the FPL Ambassador show. Game week 1 is done and dusted. Well, it wasn't a bad week for most managers, but let's get into it. Marlvin, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad at all. Unfortunately, we couldn't have
How did your game week go?
Raymond today. I think he's having a little bit of network challenge, but we'll try and take you through today's show pleasantly.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate that he's having some challenges that we need rectified, but most likely he'll join us next week on the show, and he sends his regards to us all. So we'd like to get the show started. So it's come to our notice that we have many people subscribing or joining our mini league, but the unfortunate thing is that managers are not subscribing to the channel. When you look at the numbers that we have over 800 managers in our league, but we have just 112 who have subscribed to the channel. So kindly subscribe to the channel, and that's what you have over there. Our mini league code. It's not too late to join. Please like our page, subscribe to it, and let's have a good time. Try and pit your weight against other managers and see how good you are. So that's the code right there, UHFZZC or UHFZZC, as I keep saying every time. The winner takes home 1,000 Ghana cedis, and it will be fantastic for us to all come together, join the league. But please subscribe to the channel. The more you subscribe to the channel, the more popular we become. Tell people about it. Let people know what exactly is happening, and we'll be glad to keep you informed with whatever news that we have. Okay. Marvin, you have anything to say about this one?
No, I think it's quite clear that people should subscribe, and then otherwise, unfortunately, if you don't subscribe, and at the end of the day, you end up winning, we will not be able to give you the prize, and possibly have to give it to the next person who subscribed. So yes, that in regards to the subscription page. Yes.
That's fine. So in a second, we'll be looking at our team. So this is my team for game week 1. And these are the players that I went for. I went for Sanchez, TAA, Tsimikas, Shaw, Salah, Fernandez, Greenwood, Gundogan, Benrahma, Ings, and Antonio. So I had a pretty good game week 1, just for the fact that Gundogan got injured in the final seconds of the game against Tottenham. And that's a bit of a problem for me. But all in all, it was good. Marvin, what do you think of the team?
Oh yeah, pretty good team, decent team. I know it's game week 1, but your rank pretty much says it's all. As you rightly said, I think the only issue is the Gundogan injury. Aside that, Sanchez, I think a lot of us had him and he blanked.
Yeah.
Shaw had a really good game actually. It's just that ailing wonder shot just took his clean sheets pretty much away from him. Yeah. But aside that, he had a good game. So I don't think managers should even rush or even think about taking him out at all. Either people captain either SALAH or Fernandez, and they did the job. Just having the two of them gave you depending on who you captain. Of course, you captain SALAH, so he gave you 34 points. So in total, just having SALAH and Bruno and captaining one of them gives you minimum of 54 points. So that's what they did for most of the team, because a lot of teams had both SALAH and Fernandez to start with. So those who didn't have, if you don't even have one of them, I think you didn't have such a great game week, I believe. Yes, but you have a very good team.
You'd get most likely below 100. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
So at least this is my team for the game weekend. I think it wasn't a bad start, but I don't get swollen headed. I'll make sure that I try and continue where I left off. So we would also continue to have a look at the other teams. We will have a look at Raymond's team. Now, okay, so Raymond scored 83 points. How I wish he was around to explain how the FPL ambassador himself got 83 points because his team looks pretty solid. his team looks pretty solid, but I don't know. Okay, Marlvin, what do you think the problem was?
I think number one, it wasn't about, well, we spoke about Barnes initially.
Yes.
We said that we don't know whether he's going to play the full 90 minutes. I think rightly so. I think he played about 72 minutes or so, unless I'm wrong. He started with Mahrez. Of course, a lot of people started with Mahrez. Not a lot of people actually. Mahrez is about 7.6% owned at the moment, but the people who went to Mahrez went with him, or likewise yourself, going with Gundogan, you went with him because you had an eye on the Norwich fixture. So
Yes.
unfortunately, Mahrez disappointed a little bit by not getting any points on there, and he was subbed, I think, around the 80 or just for the 80th minute, I think. I'm not too sure. But it's around the late 70s. Yes, later, exactly. I remember that. So aside that, I think a lot of people had Rafinha in their teams as well. He, of course, he missed a very glaring chance, which really was disappointing towards the end of the match. I think if he had gotten that, I think the points would have been not been so bad as well. So I think it's stemming from the Barnes, the Mahrez, and really the Rafinha. Aside that,
I think
the
midfield trio.
In the midfield trio, exactly. So that's where the issue was pretty much coming from. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Raymond is in the comment section. Marlvin, can you see him there?
Yes, I see him there. Yes. I can see him there. I think he just asked if anybody had any comments, if I'm correct. He's in for comments. I know he can't be here talking with us, but he's in for comments. And I think he's asking Samuel Apaudan, so how many points that he had. So, yes, pretty much. We'll take it from there. Sorry, guys, if we're being dragging a little bit, just because Raymond is changing the slides and it might delay a little bit. So, I mean, once in a while, maybe we'll just go off topic a little bit and maybe discuss something else if we feel like the slides have not been updated yet. Yeah, but rightly said, these are my points. I think it was a pretty decent week for me as well. As Rowland rightly said, I don't want to get ahead of myself at all. I think it was a great week for a lot of managers. Bearing in the mind that you had Salah and you had Fernandes. So I went for Sanchez like most. I went for Alexander Shaw. I had Konsa in my team because I was trying to see if I can cover Danny Ings' points. Unfortunately, that went south. So that didn't work at all. However, I'm hoping that in the coming two fixtures, I can get something from Konsa because he faces Newcastle and I think Brentford. So I'm hoping I can get something from him.
Those are decent.
Sorry?
Those are decent fixtures.
Yes. So I went for Jota as well, and I was one of the managers that was on, I don't know whether on my knees or what, when he was just being subbed in the 59th minute, and he had a clean sheet. So if he had gone before the 60th, I would have lost 2 points there, and I was so anxious and I was so irritated when he was subbed. But eventually, I realized that he had the plus 2. So I think I was quite pleased with that. For me, it was either I had Jota or I had Chimicas, but I just chose to take a punt on Jota, and I think it paid off. Rafinha and Tony were, of course, disappointing ones for me. Tony had us at 2 points, and I'm just waiting a little to see possibly how he fares in the Crystal Palace game. But if I'm not impressed with him, he might be one of the options I might be looking to sub out, just because I think Mbeumo was really playing more of the attacking role, and Tony was pretty much like everywhere, in defending, attacking, in midfield, and as FPL players, we just want strikers, we just want them to be in the box or at the up end of the field. But for Tony, in regards to English Premier League, he had a fantastic game. In regards to FPL, he didn't help me at all. So he's one that I'm looking at. But I just want to wait a little while and see how he fares in the possibly the Crystal Palace and also the Newcastle. Is it Newcastle? No, Aston Villa.
game.
Sorry, I think he faces Aston
Yeah.
Villa after. So he
And
faces Crystal Palace first and then Aston Villa. Yes. So I'm just waiting to
okay.
see how he fares in those games before I possibly make my decision. Yes. So that's
Okay.
that. I don't know
So
whether Roland, do you have any
yeah,
comments in regards to the
Ray,
team?
I want to find out what you also think about the game week in totality. Raymond, this is for you, so you can answer us in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the game week one in particular, and what you think about your scores. Are you being patient, or are you making aggressive changes to your team?
Okay. So I think I'm just in the comment section at the moment. I think someone said he had 94 points, which was good.
Not bad.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a great point. I think Matthew is saying that it's good to be here again. He's here. He's not going to miss any points today. Okay. And
Hey, thanks, bro.
we have Kwame B Flat who is asking, is Gundogan gonna start? I hear he trained. Otherwise, who's the best City player to replace him for 7.5? I think Roland, you're the best person to answer this question since you have Gundogan in your team and you are also facing this particular dilemma.
It's Kwame B flat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Kwame B flat. As of now, I haven't touched my team. Okay, but if you want any replacement, I don't know if you have Jota or Greenwood in your team. If you do, then it means that you can easily bring him or one of them in for Gundogan. I have Greenwood, but I'm not too keen on bringing in Jota because of what Marlvin mentioned in the beginning. I was literally screaming at the TV screen when it was 59 minutes. I wanted him to hurriedly get off because I didn't own him as of that time. But getting him in is a bit of a risk. If you want to bring him in, I would edge caution on it. Take your time because if it's Greenwood, if you have Rafinha, Barnes is not bad. I mean, he signed a new contract just yesterday, so I'm sure he'll be raring to go. But West Ham is no chicken change. I mean, it's a difficult team to face. It's no mean feat. So I just think that no one actually knows what Pep will do. Or Marv, what do you think? Because no one can identify which player in particular will play. Imagine if
Yes.
Gundogan wasn't injured. What's the likelihood that he would even start the next game? No one knows. How much more him being injured for a couple of days?
Yeah. So I think for Gundogan, if he didn't have a flag on him or he wasn't injured, I'll be confident that he was going to start. I think Pep really likes Gundogan when he plays. Of course, I think maybe we've said that the Pep rotation really kicks off after the international break because that's when they're involved in the Champions League and other games kicking. However, Pep is Pep. He can rotate. I'm confident that it's not the same team that's going to start next week. From the top of my head, maybe I'll think somebody like Zinchenko might come in for Mendy. No,
Okay.
maybe Cancelo can go out, Walker can come in. Stones didn't
Yes.
play, I think. Stones can come
No, he
in.
didn't.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, but if you're going towards the upper end of the field, I think because KDB is fit, KDB, I
Okay.
believe, is going to start. If you realize when he came on for the last 11 minutes, his creativity was really top notch. He created lots of chances just in the
Mhm.
last 11 minutes when he came. So I really believe that he's going to be the taker man come Norwich. I just want to
Okay.
tie that in with somebody who is asking Tienan Shihan, if I got your name correct, if not, apologies. Thoughts on Ferran Torres this week. Personally, because KDB is starting, I'm not too sure whether Ferran Torres is going to start. The reason being that Pep might decide to go without a recognized striker. And he's also said that Grealish can also play as a false nine. So right now, he even has more options. And because he hasn't got a
That's
recognized
the
striker,
thing.
actually, he has Jesus, but I don't think he might start Jesus. I might be wrong, but I'm not too sure whether he's going to start Jesus. If somebody like KDB is going to come in, I think he might possibly come in for somebody like Ferran Torres, and then maybe the likes of either Grealish and what's it called, Mahrez and KDB can just be roaming about in the front side of the pitch, including Mahrez as well. So for me, I think Ferran Torres is a risk. He might start, but I think he's a risk. And if you don't have him, I would personally say don't try and bring him in. I think it's too much of a risk for you to try and bring Ferran Torres in. Anybody else like Ferran Torres around 7.0. If you can, unless you can reach Grealish, para Charlie, forget it. Ferran Torres.
Because he seems the best bet to start. You know, I read an unpopular tweet this afternoon
Ferran Torres, you mean?
Concerning Grealish.
Okay.
Yes. You know, the Man City team is a high risk, high reward sort of team. So if you have any picks from them, you should know that it's a high risk. But if it pays off, it's a high reward, right? So I read an unpopular tweet this afternoon saying that Mahrez has played 3 games consecutively, 90 minutes, barring the last game that he played 79 minutes. So meaning he would be rested for the Norwich game. And KDB is not fully fit. So KDB may also not start. And what is being said is that Pep wants his players ready and firing towards the UCL games and upcoming games. They have the more difficult games. So the Norwich game will not really be, a game where you bring out all his stars just to make a point, even though they lost. But that's an unpopular tweet I read. So all these things, you look at the pros and look at the cons. You weigh them up. What will help you? You go in for it. Raymond has a comment in the section. So Marlvin, can you read it out?
I think he was commenting on Neo. He asked Neo how Neo Whitey, how his points were. Neo got 98 points, which is great. I think he had a good start as well. I think he's also cautious like I am. I think he is saying that he could have got more, but he's satisfied, which is true. I hope he doesn't get ahead of himself. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself with my 100 points. Yes. I think we can go on. Rowland with.
He said he was quite patient or so. I don't know if you can go back. He says.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. I think somebody asked him. I don't see if somebody asked him a question, but he said, Raymond said that he's quite patient, although he has brought in Antonio. He realized that Antonio was his blind spot because his initial team had either Kufal or Cresswell. So I think he was doing something similar like I was trying to do with Danny Ings, which backfired. But he had Cresswell. I think he had Cresswell, right?
Oh, is it Sufal?
No, I think he had Cresswell. Did he have Cresswell?
Oh, okay.
I think he had Cresswell. If he had Cresswell, I think he got the 7 points. Am I correct? I think he got the 7 points. Let me just
check his team. Yeah.
Check quickly, Raymond.
Because I think, here we go. So he had neither.
He had neither? Oh, really? Then maybe it was in his draft that he had Cresswell and because one of the drafts he didn't have Cresswell.
He had neither.
Okay, okay.
He had neither.
Okay, yeah.
So looking at it, I think that he's trying to move in quick to rectify the situation. Because going in for Antonio, last week he mentioned that Antonio will score. Now, funny enough for me, you say someone will score, but you don't bring the person in. When he said he was so confident that Antonio would score. So it baffles me a bit why he went for the options that he went for. Because if you are confident that someone will score, just go in for the person. But like we say in FPL, things happen on hindsight, and that's what he mentioned. So it's better you do it now than for it to linger. If it's to take a -4 to get a player who you feel will do well, just do it. There are no straight rules in FPL. People giving tips that, no, this is not the best time to do a -4. This is not the best time to do a wildcard. This is your team. What you are comfortable with, go ahead with it. Right? Just make sure that you're feeling comfortable. So that's it. So
Okay.
we move on
So,
to
before you go
midfielder.
ahead, Neo, I've seen your
Yes.
question. We'll come to captaincy very soon. So just hold on to your question. We'll come to captaincy very soon. Neo YT. Well, you can go ahead.
Okay. So Raymond is saying that he's taking a -4. So he's brought in Dyer and Antonio, right? So he's
Okay.
taking it. Yes, he's taking the hit early. It's quite interesting. I mean, like we say every time, you just have to be able to adapt. That's the most important part of this game. Don't be too
Yeah.
stereotyped. Don't be hard on yourself that, Master, I don't want to do it. I have plans already. No, just take the decision, stick by it. If it bodes well for you, it's good. If it doesn't, you just take it on the chin and move on to the next game week. So let's
Yeah.
move on. Any more comments?
Yeah, just one. I think when Raymond mentioned that he's taking a hit and got in dire. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
I think we've all put a blind eye on the Spurs defense, and honestly, there's a lot of quality there. And I didn't even know Dyer was 4.5. So, and the next 3 game weeks
Yeah.
are very, very good fixtures for Tottenham as well. So I think they play. Tottenham plays where is this? Tottenham play Wolves away, Watford at home, and Crystal Palace away. Then the next 3 fixtures, and these are all decent fixtures that you can really get some good outs of the defense. So I think it's a good move from Raymond. I think a lot of people have put a blind eye on the Spurs defense, but I think it's a good time to actually take a look at it. Anyway, Roland, you can go ahead.
Okay, all right, okay. So these are my picks for the week. Last week we came up with our picks for the week and goalkeepers. I think I scored 4 out of 6 last week. But my
Yeah,
bad pick
you
was
counted.
Mane. Mane didn't do anything. Oh yeah, I counted. Ah, what?
Hey, so how much did I get? I don't even
Mane
know how I did
disappointed.
it.
You also got the score predictions. You got 6 out of 10. I also got 6 out of 10. Then with this
Score
one, I think we
predictions. The
got four
predictions.
each.
We
So
actually got we
the
actually
score
got the
prediction.
predictions correct. We
Yeah,
got the score
we didn't
predictions
get the
correct.
right scores, but we got the correct scores. Yes, we
Okay.
got 6. Yeah, I mean, we got not maybe 2-0. Like we all predicted that Chelsea will win, but we didn't know it would be 3-0. But we predicted
Okay,
wins
okay,
for
I get what you
Chelsea.
mean. I get
So
what you mean.
with that, we got 6 correct each.
Okay, I
So
get what you
I'm sure maybe from next week when Raymond comes on, he'll be able to show all those stuff for us. So my goalkeeper for this week is Sanchez. My defender is Lucas Digne. I mean, playing Leeds, it's not. I know they'll concede, but I think moving forward, right now the crosses are on, and that is what Rafa has said he will play because of DCL. He's going to put crosses in the box. He stated it, and he's made DCL aware. And DCL came out to say that the gaffer has said that he will be putting in more crosses because he's good with headers, and no better person to get those crosses in than Lucas Digne. So that is why I picked Digne as my defender. I think they will concede all right, but I mean, you get a good up front. Then looking at the midfielder, Riyad Mahrez, I'm a bit skeptical about him playing, but I'm just thinking that with the number of minutes that he's got, I don't know if Pep will give other players an opportunity to play. But hopefully, those who are Mahrez will start. And once he does, when he gets these small teams, he doesn't spare them. So let's keep our fingers crossed. A brace or a hat trick could be on for him this weekend. Then the forward, Danny Ings. When you look at the fixture that they have against Newcastle, this is a forward attacking looking team. That's the Villa team. They disappointed and underwhelmed when they played against Watford, but this time around in front of their home fans, I don't think Danny Ings will disappoint. He will do his owners good. Then a differential player who I'm even thinking of bringing in, Kwame B. Flat. The only thing that puts me off bringing in Zaha is that he plays Tottenham in the next game. If he had maybe a Watford or say a Southampton the next game, it would have been easier for me to bring him in. I don't want the kind of change you bring one player and then you bring another. I am confident about Zaha making his mark in this game week this week because the left side of the Brentford defense was very porous the last game week. Tierney had so many crosses in, and Zaha, knowing how direct he is, will definitely want to use that weakness right there. Brentford is an attacking team, so he plays the strength of Crystal Palace where they counter attack. So it makes it very easy for them. And I think Zaha will have a good game week this week. And my captain is none other than KDB. So Marlvin, what's your take on my picks for the week?
Okay, so with the takes, I would like to touch on a few. Mahrez, yes, I think Mahrez is a key midfielder here. If he plays, I think he's going to have a good game. They
Okay.
face a Norwich side. If you realize, Salah got a lot of joy against Norwich on the right hand side. Mahrez plays the same position as Salah plays. So
Okay.
it's possible that Mahrez is also going to get joy if he is to start that game. So Mahrez is one of the players that managers should really have and take a look at. Zaha as well, as I think facing Brentford, I feel like he is definitely going to have a lot of joy. Of course, as Rowland said, I think his fixtures after that is just a bit
Difficult.
difficult. He
Yeah,
actually
it's a
does
bit of,
he faces West Ham before he faces Tottenham, by the way. So
okay, so you got West Ham.
he's going to
Okay.
face West Ham away, and then he
Mhm.
faces Tottenham at home, and then Liverpool away, and then Brighton. That's his next five fixtures. Then he faces
Okay.
Brighton at home. Yeah, so I'm sure maybe the West. I'm sure if anything is the Tottenham fixture that's mainly putting you off.
Okay.
West Ham, facing West Ham, West Ham. I don't. They look good defensively sometimes, but sometimes they really allow a lot of goals at them. So I think Zaha still has the potential of having some joy against them.
Yes.
Um,
Just not
yeah,
to cut him, but you see, when West Ham plays the 3-5-2, they are defensively more solid than when they play 4-4-2
okay,
or 4-1-1 or whatever it is.
okay,
So that kind of variation gives them that defensive solidity. So I think that until they move to the 3-5-2, which is facing a bigger team, I don't think that they would feel so overawed playing how do you call it, Crystal Palace, that they will have to move to a 3-5-2. Unless maybe they concede a lot against Leicester, that will change Moyes' mind, if you get what I mean.
yeah. I think I get what you mean. I think I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the last time they played four at the back, correct? So I
Yes.
think normally they play three at the when they play three at the back. Masuaku plays. I don't know whether
Yes.
Masuaku actually. Let me just check whether
He
Masuaku
wasn't
is.
in the lineup the
He
last
wasn't in the
time.
lineup here. Okay.
No.
He wasn't in the lineup. Yeah, he still has a flag on him. Lack of match
Yeah.
fitness. Okay. So
Yes.
normally, if Masuaku starts playing, then I think as you already said, if all other things being equal, that means it's likely West Ham might become more solid at the back and then tend to keep more clean sheets. So that being said, if they play for the back come the time that they are facing West Ham, I think it's still possible that Zaha can do something as a differential. So yeah,
Yeah.
Captain De
Yeah.
Bruyne
Yeah.
is an excellent captain. I think his creativity just showed again when he came in the last 11 minutes, and I think he's going to be the
Mhm.
one pulling the strings once again. I think he's going to start against definitely
Norwich.
against Norwich. If they don't, if Pep doesn't use a recognized striker, expect a big haul from De Bruyne. Expect a big haul from De
Okay.
Bruyne. If he doesn't go with a recognized striker, I think he's going to be he can because he's going to pull in the strings, giving assists, and he always has a goal in him. And he's on free kicks, he's
Mhm.
on corners, he's on
That's
so
true.
many things. So yeah, definitely. If you can bring in De Bruyne, how you are going to bring in De Bruyne, and that one is up to you and your God. But
Unless -8, -12.
unless minus 12, or you are going to risk either a Salah or Fernandez. I'm not brave enough to do that, honestly. So I currently don't know how I'm getting De Bruyne into
But
my team.
Salah's price, Salah and Bruno's prices have gone up. So if you do it and you don't have any money in the bank, you're in trouble.
Oh, they've all gone to 12.1. Eh?
Yes,
Has Salah's price gone up? Let me
they
check. I
have. They
didn't know
have.
Salah's price has
Do we
gone
have any
up.
comments in the comment section? Okay, Salah's hasn't, I think. I think Bruno's has. But
No, Salah
Salah's will
hasn't.
definitely go
Salah's
up
price
before the
hasn't gone up.
weekend. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
it will
yeah.
definitely go up when the
Possible.
weekend.
So,
Do we have
but
any
even
comments in
still,
the
if you want
comment
to move
section?
Salah, hold on. If Salah's price goes up, it doesn't matter because De Bruyne is 12. De Bruyne is 12.0.
Oh, okay, they are not the same
The
price.
goal is 4.0, yeah. So you can still get him. So you can still get him in there if you want to take out Fernandez or Jota also. Sorry, I
Okay.
said Fernandez or Salah. Sorry, if you want to take out
Mashallah,
Fernandez
yeah.
or Salah, you can still take him out.
Okay. Are we having any comments in the comment section?
Comment section.
Yes, please.
Let me see. I think um uh,
It's on. Whoosh. Oh, what's the problem? Okay, so I think that Marlvin has also gone off. So let's look at Marlvin's key players for Game Week 2. So we are looking at goalkeeper Lloris, as well as defender Trent. Then midfielder, he has KDB. Then forward Inks, just like mine. Then the differential is Sa. I know which plays, Watford plays against Brighton. So I'm thinking that that's the reason why he has Sa right there in his team. Viewers, forgive us. This has been a bit challenging for us this tonight with the show, but I mean it's one of those things that we'll continue to work on, come out better with. So as I've said, I think Tottenham's fixtures have been a bit simpler or easier, or will be a bit easier for the next three game weeks. So looking at it, that's why Marlon has gone with Hugo Lloris. Then with the defense, uh, Burnley has a weak left side, and Trent is operating from that side. So together with Salah, I just feel that they would have a field day, against against those boys, Taylor and Cole. They can really come up with the goods on Saturday. And even though it's an early kickoff, you see things like people not ready to really captain or go in for players who have the first game week game. But I mean, it doesn't matter. These are exceptional world class players who can play any time of the day and score. We saw that with Bruno last week. So it's not much of a problem. Now the midfielder, we are talking about KDB, and Marvin explained why KDB looks like a force to reckon with. When he came on against that Spurs, he had shots, he made passes. I mean, there was better flow to the game than there was in the whole time that he was on the bench. That's 70 plus minutes. Now, if you look at Inks, what else can be said about Inks? So it's something that, I mean, just like I previously said, and when you look at the differential, he's gone in for Ismail Assar. He played well and he plays 90 minutes. So it doesn't make you really bothered about how many minutes he gets to play. You get it. So I think viewers, that's good. And he's gone for Captain Bruno. And I think the stats speak for itself. Bruno has, I think, 7 goal involvements against Southampton, and that's good. Whereas, Salah has just 1 in 7 games also. So I think that is why he's opted for it. You can see our predictions. Marvin's predicted 2-0 for Liverpool, 2-2 for Aston Villa Newcastle, 2-2 for Crystal Palace Brentford, a goal apiece for Everton Leeds. And he's gone for a whopping 5 goals for Man City. So if you have KDB, if you have Mahrez, if you have Gundogan, you just be hoping and praying that they play so that it makes it easier for you, to get the points in there. Then we have Brighton as well against Watford. He's going for, surprisingly, a Watford win. Wow. So you look at Man City, Man United, Southampton, he's gone for a 3-0 Man United win. And he's sneaked in just a goal for Spurs again. I think Spurs will be playing or scoring just the odd goal. Nuno Espirito Santos teams don't really score many goals. So now it's dependent on the fact that Kane stays or Kane goes. If Kane stays, they'll be scrapping out 1-0, 2-1 victories. But if Kane is able to stay, then they'll be able to grind out at least 2-0, 3-0. That is my own perspective. That's how I see it. So with that, Arsenal to lose against how do you call it? Lose against Chelsea by 2-0. And then lastly, West Ham Leicester. That game is always full of goals. I've predicted 4-3 in that game. So if you own a player there, you should be happy. Have Rebounds to get in on the act, Benrahma, Antonio, all those ones, they'll get in on the act. Don't worry, Marlvin will be joining us very soon. We'll have all those things sorted out. Just in just a minute, I'll be reading the stuff on the comment section. So this is Marlvin's team. So you can just soak it in, have a look at it, looking at what he has proposed as his picks. Like I mentioned last week, we had 4 out of the 6 picks correct. We both went in for money, but unfortunately, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to work out. But all in all, we are good. We think that it's okay and we can keep moving on. So that's about it. Looking at the live chats that we have right now, Captaincy SALAH. SALAH is a beast at home. And that is what the FPL Ambassador wants us to know, that SALAH is a real beast where, when he plays at home, no one is really, you can't compete with them. Maybe this is the week that Mane takes his shot. But personally, I feel that Liverpool may play a 4-2-3-1, where Jota spearheads the attack. And because they are playing Burnley, they need more attackers to be able to break them down, rather than play a 4-3-3 where, Burnley won't really attack them. The only issue I have there, again, is with Tsimikas. Tsimikas tired towards the ending of the game. And I'm feeling that if Klopp wants to be a bit more cautious, then that means that he can play Milner at the back. And Milner ran a whooping 12+ kilometers in the game that they played previously against who they played last week. That's Norwich. He ran a whooping 12 kilometers against a team that didn't even do much. And we could see at one point in time him going to hold Tsimikas and give him the encouragement that he should continue. So we are just hoping that those of us who have Tsimikas in our team, Klopp won't bench him for Milner, because Wood and Barnes and Jay Rodriguez are physical players. And Tsimikas was being bullied by Rashika every time he was played through on the right-hand side. So that's one thing for managers to also brood over. Then you look at Sam Kwashi says, Salah captain for me. Okay, that's not bad. Then Kwame B. Flat says, do you think Jota will play? Okay, I think that one has already been answered. Then when do you think will be the right time to get Lukaku in Sam Kwashi? Lukaku, I think from game week 7, that's when their fixtures turn for the good. So if you are interested in Lukaku, I think you wait a while and then you give him the opportunity to build himself up in the team. The teams he's facing, I think they face Man City, they face Arsenal, they face Tottenham. These are not games in which you expect him to score so many goals. So give him the opportunity to, relax. FPL Ambassador is saying that Lou is a wait and see. Is a wait and see for him. So 2 weeks, then we can swoop him for him. So I think it's not bad. 2 weeks, then we swoop him for Lukaku, because, like I just said initially, Chelsea's fixtures get better around game week 7. So it's not a rush for all of us, and it costs a lot. So when you have a player who costs a lot, you'll be looking for someone who can get you 2 goals, 3 goals, or it's not every game that can get you 2 or 3 goals, but the assist play, you prefer when the flow is on, when the party is on, then you join. So this is Ambassador's couch, and this is a question you're asking: who's your captain for the week? Kobe Houston says Bruno. Bruno is a popular pick for the week, and we believe that he would excel. Southampton are playing at home, and they'll want to come out hard against Man United, and I think that'll be their downfall. The best thing to do would have been to relax, play a low block, but them playing in front of their fans, they are definitely not going to do that. And that plays to Man United's advantage. And Bruno is a good pick for the week. My only feeling or gut feeling is that Greenwood would outscore him. That's what I think for the week, that Bruno will outscore him. So, Greenwood will outscore him this game week. when you have players who are unsung and are playing, it's a bit difficult to allow you to just tackle them, or you surround them with other players. So, for instance, if Pogba is playing this weekend, that means two players will surround him. Somehow, Apart also says Salah is my captain. Okay, Salah is your captain. That's fine. Okay, so I mean, it's just between Salah, Bruno, and then KDB. Sam Kwashi says, true, but will I have the fans to bring him in then? Who do I sacrifice, Son, Bruno, or Salah? Okay, so this question with the Son, Bruno, or Salah, who do you want to bring in? If I am to get you correctly, who do you want to bring in so that I can answer your question well for you? So, I mean, you have Son, you have Bruno, you have Salah. I don't know if he's talking about KDB or Lukaku. Okay, so if you want to bring in Lukaku, let's just wait. There's news going around that because of the COVID rules, players who come to Africa, players who go to America, South America, they will be quarantined for a period of time. So players like Rafinha, like Antonio, Salah, Mane, all these players will be coming to Africa, going outside to play, and that's it. So I've just been told Marlvin will also be joining us from the chat. So it's just me doing this till the end of the show, but hopefully we'll get them. I know it's guaranteed we'll get them on from next week. So what I'll say is that just relax on the Lukaku move. Just wait, give him some time. Don't rush him for him. Arsenal played badly, but trust me, their defense will get better. And there are teams that are boogie teams. And you know that this is a London derby. So with these derbies, anything can happen. I actually tipped Arsenal to beat Chelsea. And I think they would. Or I didn't. But I'm just having a sneaky feeling that if Arsenal play well, they even get a draw against Chelsea. Chelsea, how much and the ball is just petre ball and they score. So I mean, just relax. And now with Lukaku coming in, if you really don't have money for Lukaku, I'll suggest that have a look at the players who play around him. Lukaku is not a selfish player, so it helps for players around him to get assists, to get goals. So a player like Werner, that can really help him. So if you don't have money to go to Lukaku, I know Werner has been a rubbish pick over the year, but let's take these 2 weeks, monitor the situation at Chelsea, and let's see how it goes. So just take your time. There's been, problem after problem tonight, but we are just glad to come on here and share our views with you. Whatever you need us to say, whatever questions you have, we'll gladly answer them for you. So that's about it. So as we have said, just join the FPL Ambassadors League. If you have already joined, kindly subscribe to our channel. We have over just 100 viewers who have subscribed, but we have about 800 managers in our mini league. Please help us. Try and subscribe. It's just a click of a button. Come on the page, subscribe. Those of you who are even typing in the comment section that haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe for us. Let the numbers keep growing. When the numbers grow, we will also, feel good about what we are doing, bring you more content, try and as much as possible to feed you with the best, to help you get to the rank that you have, seen yourself or you want to see yourself get to. We are all learning, we are all enjoying ourselves, but we just need you to also like and subscribe to the channel. It just makes it fun and better for us. So these are our handles. We are on Instagram at FPL Ambassador Show. We're on Twitter at FPL Ambassador Show. These are our handles. Ray Nkets at ROM Ekuban at Mr. Owusu. So you can just get, you can drop a question, whatever you want. You can ask us in Instagram, on Twitter. Just add us, like our pages, follow us, whatever you need, whatever information you need, just get on there. We'll answer you. We are here for you. We are here to make it better. And by helping you, we are also able to help ourselves. So that is it from us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. Yes, we had some technical challenges, but all in all, we've been able to answer questions that you feel would also help you for this coming game week. We wish all managers the best of luck this game week, and we hope that next week you come back smiling with more green arrows, just as all of us would. All right, so it's bye-bye from me, bye-bye from the FPL ambassador himself, and bye-bye from Marlvin. So see you next week. Goodbye.